Thank you, hello and welcome.
It's the biggest night in television.
Your Saturday night starts right here.
The night the nation comes together.
Go.
And watches as dreams come true.
It's the right...
And stars are made.
You've got 3 huge yeses.
Since the birth of television, it's been a magical time.
When I was a kid, Saturday Night TV was what I dreamt of doing and being on.
It's Saturday night. You have to be there.
We've had romance.
We all want to see a happy ending.
Comedy.
I'm gonna get you up again. There's a fight, that guy in the front row.
And surprises galore.
That never got boring.
So let's find out from Saturday night's biggest stars what it means to be top of the bill. Welcome to the very best of Saturday night. We Brits just cannot get enough of Saturday night television.
Saturday night telly, for me, means sitting on the sofa.
Pyjamas, family,
One parent has the remote control.
just that kind of quality time where you are together.
When I was a kid, there were far fewer channels, and it seemed to me that the big two, which was BBC One and ITV, they would save their big shows for the Saturday night.
If it was great telly, it made you not worry about the fact that you were staying in.
It's a fiery, passionate night tonight.
The holy grail is Saturday night.
On tonight's show, we'll see how Saturday night has always been a night for action.
I thought, geez, this is a big deal. You're being asked to do a really big show, and that was pretty scary.
We'll celebrate the moments that had us all up on our feet.
7. I thought this is going to be an enormous hit.
And we'll look back at some of our best ever hidden camera stunts.
They managed to convince her with all the special effects, the smoke, the light, that an alien had landed in her back garden.
You want a cup of tea?
But first,
Bring out the dancing girl.
since the early days of television, Saturday night has had one 7-letter word running through it like the writing through a stick of Blackpool rock. Variety.
Variety is like a staple. It's like fish and chips. It's the backbone of Britain. It's what keeps us laughing and happy in this country.
We like to be kept entertained, and variety is essential for a Saturday night TV show.
TV variety shows can trace their origins to the music halls of the 19th century.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Manton Brothers.
Popular entertainment offering a bit of everything and something for everyone.
You had all different kinds of acts. You had jugglers, you had dancers, you had illusionists, you had novelty acts, and, of course, you had comedians.
We present Val Parnell's Spectacular.
In the early days of television, variety looked much like it had done on the stage, with former theatre impresario Val Parnell's Saturday Spectacular bringing many star turns straight into British front rooms for the first time. But by the 1970s, variety shows were putting the audience centre stage on a Saturday night.
And I want to play the game with you.
And away you go. OK, fine.
We threw them in right at the deep end, so that they could either sink or they could swim. And it was probably the start of what we call people shows.
Hold it. Very good up to you.
Getting people in front of the camera.
Putting the public at the heart of the show was a huge hit with viewers. The Generation Game regularly pulled in audiences of over 15 million and seemed unstoppable.
Didn't she do well?
But in 1981, ITV hit upon a show that would stop the Generation Game in its tracks and change Saturday night entertainment forever.
Game for a laugh, it was like someone threw a hand grenade into the Saturday night schedules, because we'd never seen anything like it before. And it was great because it was a surprising show, it was an event show, and it was the classic thing that you hoped to pull off on Saturday night TV that you wanted to talk to your friends about the next day.
He's going to give you a shave, and you'll need a stiff upper lip.
Game for a Laugh asked the audience to prove what good sports they were by taking part in crazy stunts and pranks.
Jilly, is he there?
Its hosts were all new to Saturday Night. There was newsreader Sarah Kennedy.
I am Sarah Kennedy. I am the token woman.
Television researcher Jeremy Beadle.
I should tell you, I love practical jokes, so watch it.
And the two Kellys. Former journalist Henry.
We're going to find ordinary people who do extraordinary things.
And actor Matthew.
I just want to tell you, it's wonderful to be here.
I think we were very used to, at that time, seeing the same old faces on telly, and suddenly there were these sort of four fresh... God, where were they from? We've never seen those before. And they were each brilliant at something.
Together, the Game for a Laugh team presided over hidden camera stunts, daft studio setups, and slapstick silliness.
It was a sort of casualness, a sort of almost unscriptedness of it that brought a whole new style of presenting and television to us that we'd never seen before at that time.
The public were part of the show, and they were part of the show sometimes slightly against their will.
Tell me what you think it is.
But no, I can't!
It was never cruel, but it was always kind of a little bit on the edge.
Game for a Laugh was filmed here at the ITV studios on London's South Bank. It's 30 years since the series ended, but now two of the original hosts are back.
Hooray!
How are you?
Good. Oh, you're looking terrible.
To recall a time when they were the stars of Saturday Night.
Oh, Matt. Memories.
It's big.
It was always big, you idiot. Oh, look. The stairs.
Oh, the stairs.
Somebody once said I look like a flapping bird of some sort.
I'm a big fan of stair lifts now.
Game for a Laugh, the show where the people are the stars.
The show where the people were the stars. Yeah.
How do I pick it up?
People and Henry.
Why don't I give it a go?
You'd have to say in honesty, Matt, that none of us had an idea what we were actually doing.
There was no proper script for the show, and we weren't allowed to have auto cue.
No
either.
script, no auto cue, nothing.
Who wants to play with me?
I had to have a balloon shot out from between my legs. That was a worry.
I'm too young for this.
How are you feeling at this moment?
I'm feeling like going home right now. I can tell you.
Being dressed as a knight, I've no idea what that was about. I was supposed to be saving damsels in distress or something.
Yes,
I don't know
yes.
what. I think that was the idea of it. That was the stunt that finally made me decide to leave. Because I thought, do you know, I've been in every silly frock there is possible
Yes.
to be in. I have done every possible scenario. I don't think there's anything left to do.
Are you ready? Are you steady? Go!
Game for a Laugh brought in a new era of Saturday night television. Running for 4 years and nearly 60 episodes. It even had its own catchphrase.
We very much hope that you'll be watching us.
Watching you?
Watching us.
Watching you.
We'll be watching you, watching us, watching you. Good night.
No, you see. No, you never got that right.
I wrote
used to
that.
say... Yes, Jeremy said he wrote it as well. The only one who didn't write it was me. Right, so it went, we'll be watching you. No, you'll be watching us. No, we'll be watching you.
Whatever the catchphrase was, Game for a Laugh paved the way for all sorts of anarchy on a Saturday night. Much of it courtesy of Noel Edmonds.
You've got the whole lot.
And today the tradition is kept alive by one of Saturday night's biggest shows.
Release the balloons! Saturday Night Takeaway is a magpie of a show where it'll nick all the kind of best ideas that we've seen growing up, like House Party, for example. The one moment I think everybody loves was NTV. He looks straight down the camera and he goes like, that!
Go! Hello, Gordon!
We've got our own version of that where we do sing-along live.
You, Eugenio Ciano. Hi, Eugenio.
Game for a Laugh was one that we both really loved as kids, and there's a lot of that in Saturday Night Takeaway.
I'll do anything for a laugh. I just don't care. I'm like that. I'll even join the Red Devils.
All those things that Matthew Kelly used to do.
Oh, let's do it again. I love it.
That's our little Ant versus Dec.
Tonight the boys will abseil down 22 floors.
Even the running down the stairs at the beginning, we got that from Game for a Laugh, and that's our kind of little homage. That's our little
homage, yeah.
We didn't nick it. That is homage. Very definitely a nod of the head.
Nod of the head.
To Game for a Laugh.
Run of the legs. Always down the stairs. Exactly like them.
Although Takeaway borrowed from the big hitters of the past, the show introduced us to a game the likes of which we'd never seen before.
There was the one element that we really wanted to crack and we didn't know what it was, and it was the game show element. And then somebody said to us, we should make this the show that the BBC could never make. Give away the adverts.
Don't just watch the ads!
Well, that's it.
You got the car, you got the bed. How do you feel?
After the break, we'll see how Britain's always been game for a laugh on a Saturday night, with decades of classic hidden camera stunts.
We don't need an axe.
He was so angry.
He was so angry, I thought he was going to punch us in the mouth.
I know that if I ask you all to do that, you'll all do it, wouldn't you? But go! Hi, Sam Ho!
A good hidden camera gag is really something to shout about on a Saturday night.
Oyez! Oyez! Man uses cash point, pin code 0642. All is well.
From the most explosive stunts to some horrifying moments. We've lapped up decades of shocks and surprises.
I think the whole thing about a hidden camera is the fact that, you know, you're in on the joke. We're at home going, oh my God, I can't wait to see the reaction of this person.
And we owe it all to one show which burst onto our screens. Or should that be through our screens in the early 60s.
I think what's brilliant about early Candid Camera was it was the first time that ordinary members of the public, if you like, were stars. One of the earliest ones ever, where they roll a car down the hill, car drives into the petrol station, guy gets out and says, you know, I don't know what's wrong with it, it's just conked out.
How the devil did you get here?
We just come from Devonport. Is there something wrong there?
So the guy comes and opens the hood and there's no engine, because obviously he's rolled in.
Can you fix it then?
No, sir, you haven't got an engine.
It's that moment where the guy has an almost cartoon reaction of whether it's there.
This is absolutely mad. You can't have driven that from Devonport.
Here we go soon, dear.
In the 1980s, thanks to one man, the hidden camera stunt was revived for a new generation. After playing pranks on Game for a Laugh, Jeremy Beadle was given his own show with even bigger stunts.
Dave runs and markets stalls. He left his van chock full of his entire business stock at the Docklands Sailing Centre. Watch what happened next.
There was an art to the way they set it up. They showed us the arrival of the victim. They showed their initial reaction.
What's she doing? No!
No! They knew how to play the tension, play the suspense.
See you, geezer.
Until finally, when you thought the poor person could bear no more, in walked Beadle in a bad disguise, and it was funny.
Did you know about this?
I'm surprised he didn't get punched.
What I love about hidden camera is you take it up to a point and then there's always an arm around the shoulder. And I think that's always really important. They realise they've been done and, you know, it's all in good, clean fun.
That was a good one.
I mean, Beadle was a big event, and I like the fact that he had huge setups. The most famous one that I remember was persuading some woman that a spaceship had landed in a back garden.
There's something landed in the garden. I don't know anything more than that. OK. But as you can see, it's made quite a mess.
I mean, there's no warning, I suppose, is there?
Not as far as we know, Mark, no.
They came to me, I was the controller of entertainment at the time, and they said, we'd like to do this stunt, but it's this amount of money. Will you agree for us to do it? And I looked at it and I read what they were hoping to do, and I said, absolutely.
Oh, my goodness me.
If you look at that clip and you look at the alien, it's just an inflatable. You know, 3 wins at the fair. It's as simple as that.
What do you want?
It really is, but they managed to convince her with all the special effects, the smoke, the light, that an alien had landed in her back garden.
Where are you going? Please come back. Do you want a cup of tea?
She offers the alien a cup of tea. It's just brilliant.
That just sort of sums up being British in a crisis situation.
Over on the BBC, Noel's house party was also playing elaborate pranks. And not just on the public.
The Gotchas were probably the first big celebrity hits. That's what I really liked about them.
Amanda.
I've got diarrhea.
And now I get the opportunity some months later to put into practice everything I learned back in Britain and here.
The interesting thing about people getting pranked, especially celebrities, is you kind of get to see the true them.
And one of Noel's best ever gotchas featured a man who had been an all-singing, all-dancing star of Saturday Night Telly himself.
My favourite gotcha was Lionel Blair, and Noel turned up with a comedy beard again and sat in the audience and started sort of heckling, but not in a nasty way.
I'll tell him. Thank you so much.
Oh, Lionel's back.
Well, you see, I'm not absolutely, totally, entirely going to be on my own after all.
He's lying.
Just kept pushing his buttons. You could see he just went, the eyes went.
Oh, I wish you'd be quiet, please. I'm ruining it for this audience.
I kept giving him the Blair stare.
If I could just take one, if I could just say, but I love Lionel.
And there was a man in a diver's suit. What are you doing? You're ruining the show. And he said, Lionel, you're being so naive. And took it off, and it was Noel.
As viewers became more savvy, stunts got more and more elaborate.
Hello, lady!
And pranksters turned to prosthetics for help.
I mean, I did a lot of prosthetics for Full Britannia. We had some amazing ones. I loved that Asbo Vicar.
1 second, sorry. I've warned you about this before. No cars in the village.
Cyclist! I warned you before. No bicycles. Not this sort of village.
And Don wasn't the only one to turn to the makeup department for help. Recognise these two?
Do you have message for fan of Anton Deck Saturday Night Takeaway?
The first one we ever did was on Simon Cowell, and we flew to Dallas, Texas, to audition for American Idol.
What up, empty? Get him on rap.
You just see his face, you know, like, is this for real?
Simon, are we in?
11 years later, another famous Brit across the pond was caught short.
Buenos dias, Senor Ramsey.
Yeah, can we just open the door, please, bud? There's a man in the bathroom on my toilet. And I just was like...
Gordon Ramsay, where we rigged up his dressing room and locked him in his dressing room.
I have an axe.
No.
I have an axe.
No,
He's done well back.
We don't need an axe.
I have an axe. He was so angry.
He was so angry, I thought we was going to punch us in the mouth.
I had no idea. I swear to God now, I'm going to get no tomorrow.
Coming up, it's time to strut your stuff as we celebrate the best of Saturday night dance.
It's glittery, it's sparkly, it's fun, it's brilliant.
...2014, and over 10 million people tuning to see who will win the Strictly Come Dancing Glitterball Trophy. In the 21st century, Saturday night became the night for competitive dancing. Every week, millions of us tune in to see which star's got the highest kicks, the perfect pirouette, and the most impressive paso doble. Oh, and we do like it when it doesn't go to plan. Where are those safe hands when you need them, David?
It's perfect Saturday night entertainment. It's glittery, it's sparkly, it's fun, it's brilliant.
Old school glamour, glitz. You want something with feathers on a Saturday night TV.
But before the days of tears, tantrums and triumphs, dancing on Saturday night used to look like this.
And now the dancers and choreography of Joanne Stoyer.
Saturday night shows seemed to open with a troupe of happy-go-lucky, and whatever they were doing with their legs or feet, they were smiling. The idea was, let's get the show off to a good start.
We've always seen dancing on television in Britain, but it's always been travelling wallpaper. It was always in the background.
But in the early 70s, dancers started to step out of the shadows and become stars in their own right. The Young Generation even had its own primetime show on the BBC.
The Young Generation was 15 boys, 15 girls, 30 dancers. Incredible troupe when you think about it now.
Yes, one of those dancers was Nigel Lithgow, long before he hung up his dancing shoes and became an internationally acclaimed TV producer, known to millions as pop stars, Nasty Nigel.
Kids wanted to be in the Young Generation, mums wanted the Young Generation to be their kids.
But fame for the Young Generation was fleeting, and dance stepped out of the spotlight in the 70s and looked set to stay a supporting act. In the decades that followed, Nigel and his fellow judges' search for singing stars dominated Saturday night television. Until, in 2004, the BBC looked for an alternative and went back to its own history for inspiration.
I wanted something that was a big live event that would get everybody around it, something that was glamorous, something that was different. ITV had Pop Idol, so I suppose we were trying to avoid singing. And the head of entertainment commissioning walked into my office one day and she just said, "Lorraine, we've got the show for you." And I said, "Well, what is it?" And she said, "It's pro-celebrity come dancing." It was a huge, huge risk, putting ballroom dancing in prime time on a Saturday night. You know, who would have thought it?
On Saturday the 15th of May 2004, Strictly Come Dancing first hit our screens.
There was this will it, won't it work? We weren't sure.
Arlene Phillips.
7. And I came out of the BBC after the first programme and I had more texts than I had ever seen on my phone. I thought, this is going to be an enormous hit.
And since 8 million people tuned in on that first night, over 160 celebrities have taken their turn on the dance floor.
There's something magical about the world of Strictly, and it just carries you away, and you get caught up in the emotion of it. You're dancing in such a romantic way, in these incredible gowns, that you actually feel like a princess.
The BBC had struck TV gold with Strictly, and ITV wanted a piece of the action. So in 2006, it launched a rival Saturday night celebrity dance competition with an added hint of danger.
I think why Dancing on Ice worked is that we had national treasures, Torvill and Dean,
celebrities that have never actually ice skated before.
You have absolutely no performance ability whatsoever.
There was the danger element of the ice.
Oh, my head.
And it was camper than Christmas.
I remember watching the first series of Dancing on Ice and saying, that's never gonna take off.
But take off it did, as did some of its celebrity contestants.
But I was terrified, and I think that's what held me back, apart from having no balance, not much rhythm, and zero skill.
Although Ulrika was frozen out of the competition after 3 weeks,
Let's hear it now for Ulrika and Pavel!
Dancing on Ice stayed on Saturday nights for 2 series, before moving to Sundays for another 7 years.
Gain of Fame!
Strictly Come Dancing and Dancing on Ice have given us some of the most memorable dance moments in TV history. But just what are the greatest Saturday night dance moments of all time? We put together a list of showstoppers and asked a nationwide panel of ITV viewers to hold up their scorecards and vote. At number 5, it's the moment that lifted the nation in 2012, when Olympic gold medalist Louis Smith and partner Flavia Cacacha brought Dirty Dancing to Strictly.
Doing that whole routine and knowing how iconic it was very hard, it was very difficult, but I loved every second of it. Training with Flavia was quite tough. I dropped her a few times, so it was ups and downs, literally. To do that lift, I think both partners have to trust each other. She's smiling, I was smiling. It was a feel-good moment. It felt really good.
At number 4, it's the night Dancing on Ice reunited 2 of Britain's greatest sporting heroes.
I think Bolero means everything because it launched our career. It was the routine that we won the Olympics with.
When you see Torval and Dean get out there and skate, it's like they make it look effortless. It's beautiful. It just melts and it flows. It's just how they connect to the music, how they have the chemistry with one another and make it magical.
We feel very humbled that people still remember that dance and really enjoyed watching it.
At number 3, it's the performance that ignited a nationwide craze for street dance. In 2009, an unknown dance troupe triumphed on stage when they auditioned for Britain's Got Talent.
That street dance phenomenon had been happening, and these crews had been doing it, but nobody had done it on primetime television. Nobody had seen it.
They were absolutely mind-blowing when we saw them on stage. The sort of the popping and the locking and all these phrases I'd never in my life heard of. They brought dance to a whole new level, which I still think has not been surpassed.
And number 2, it was only the interval performance at the Eurovision Song Contest in Dublin. But it was 7 minutes that went down in Saturday night dance history.
There was a palpable excitement about doing this dance, about showing Ireland their own dance in a different light. I was oblivious to the millions of people who were watching it live, because I think if I thought about that, I wouldn't be able to do it. Michael and I were turned and faced each other, and you could just feel this wave of energy that, you know, almost took your breath away.
So, what has our panel of viewers voted the best Saturday night dance moment of all time? We go back to Christmas 1976 and a totally unexpected dance classic that's still got legs nearly 40 years on.
A report on the economy has just come through from number 11 Downing Street. The Chancellor's statement reads as follows. There may be trouble ahead, but while there's moonlight and music and love and romance.
Let's face the music!
When I got a phone call from the producer and director, he said the boys would like you to be in the programme. And so I think my immediate reaction was shock. He said they'd like you to sing, and I said I can't sing. But I can dance a bit because I studied classical ballet till I was nearly 17, and I thought this will be such fun. And so I did it.
Hey, you're adorable B, but you're beautiful C. You're beautiful and charm.
She was newsreader personified, serious, no one knew she could dance, and suddenly out she comes, legs on display, kicking as high as you like, and proving she could really dance.
I still get people talking to me about it because it made such an impact. In many ways, that's a good thing, because I think it reminded people that newsreaders are human beings too and have a sense of humour and we can do other things.
Are you all right?
Hey, you're adorable B. C. You're beautiful and charm.
Coming up after the break, it's what happened when Saturday Night put out a call for action.
There's something very appealing about a sunny California beach and eye candy.
Today, there's nothing we love more than a bit of action on a Saturday night. From feats of strength and agility...
Beautiful. Yes!
...through to epic fails... and moments of pure elation. It's all very different to the 1990s, when our action came from across the Atlantic. And a Saturday night show that brought together action and glamour in a California dreamland.
There's something very appealing about a sunny California beach and eye candy. Beautiful men and women. It's a no-brainer. You don't have to figure out the plot.
With a cast including Knight Rider's leading man, David Hasselhoff.
Hi, I'm CJ.
And buxom blonde bombshell Pamela Anderson, Baywatch's success was assured.
The lifeguards were never like that in Southport.
Didn't really watch all that as a family, did we?
No.
Yeah, the girls would leave and the guys would
I tried to get that on my portable in my bedroom.
Baywatch was a perfectly Saturday night show for kids and their mums and dads. It's escapism. And that's what you want on a Saturday night.
Baywatch was based on the heroics of the actual lifeguards of Malibu Beach. So the actors who portrayed them really did have to stay in shape.
Off Tower 18, all available units.
There was a clause in all our contracts, included the men and the women, that said that we couldn't gain more than 5 pounds from the weight at which we were cast. And this was because in the first season, one actor was so woohoo, I think because he got the part, that he partied his way like 10, 15 pounds heavier.
Many remember Baywatch for its sexy, smouldering, slow-motion action scenes. But did you know there was a skill to getting them just right?
Because I'm kind of competitive, I always wanted to run fast when they were shooting them. But you can't run fast when you're shooting slow-mo because then your cheeks go up and down.
We're like smushing your face.
You actually have to run slow in slow-mo. So that's the trick.
Every week, millions of us tuned in for the sun, sea, sand and sexy bodies of Malibu. But life wasn't all it seemed.
I hate to burst the bubble, the Brit bubble, but it looks very sunny and the skies are blue and everybody's sweaty. But in terms of filming Baywatch, we started in January. It was freezing. So we just had huge lights to make everything look really hot and sunny and water sprayers to look sweaty, and you act your butt off, literally. I can't do this anymore. Freezing.
In the early 90s, ITV again turned to America for another hit, but this time involving real-life superheroes.
I remember showing it to my 2 young sons at that time, saying, what do you think about this American show called American Gladiators? And they were thrilled by it. And I thought, well, if they like it, then we're certainly going to get that market.
Filmed in front of 10,000 screaming fans at the Birmingham National Indoor Arena, Gladiators was produced on a scale British television had never seen before.
Once it was on the air and everybody saw it, they went, wow, and it became this incredible, sensational show.
Overnight, the Gladiators shot to fame, and everyone had their favourite.
I used to love it, and I used to love to hate all of the Gladiators, apart from Jet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Remember Jet?
Yeah.
Dark hair?
Yeah.
She was like a beautiful, muscular stallion, romping around, doing dressage on a Saturday night.
Tell you I loved.
Who? Wolf. Dark hair, long hair.
Long
It's the
dark
same
hair.
thing. It's extra muscles.
Each week, members of the public took on the Gladiators in a series of gruelling challenges and battles.
They sort of fought with huge cotton buds. There was one where they fired tennis balls at each other with a cannon.
The obstacle course at the end, and then up the travelator, you're like, oh, I forgot that.
And they go down the bottom, they're almost throwing up, and then they go, OK, I've got to do this. Everyone's watching, and they just make it to the top. That was a fabulous kind of triumphant moment.
In 2000, ITV's Gladiators downed their pugil sticks and hung up their lycra. So, 15 years on, whatever happened to Hunter, Jet, Wolf, and those original Gladiators? To find out, we sent former host Ulrika Jonsson back to that famous arena in Birmingham, where the show was filmed, for a trip down memory lane.
Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena, where the atmosphere is incredibly tense.
Well, for me, this is really, really nostalgic because Gladiators was a huge part of my life. I haven't been back here since, I guess, it must be 1999, so it feels very strange, very strange.
Ulrika had risen to stardom as a TVAM weather girl.
How are you, Ulrika?
It's absolutely freezing.
Before Gladiators teamed her up with ex-footballer John Fashanu. In what was to be a daunting baptism of fire on Saturday night TV.
Wow. When I first walked into the arena, I just remember blaring out into the arena was "We Will Rock You." And there was, you know, the smoke, and there was huge people with muscles in lycra. It made me feel terrified.
Helping Ulrika keep the Gladiators in check was a former school teacher who became one of Saturday Night Telly's most unlikely stars.
Our referee is John Anderson.
Contenders, ready!
Highly respected Olympic team coach.
Now aged 83, John still coaches some of our top international athletes.
How are you? Haven't seen you in years.
Well, as I live and breathe.
It's me, it's me.
Oh.
So who better than John to introduce the surprise reunion we have in store for Gladiators fans everywhere?
Gladiators! Ready!
Please welcome Lightning. A little twirl, a somersault.
Gladiators' longest-serving female star, Lightning, was the alter ego of gymnast Kim Betts. Since the show ended, Kim has run a range of businesses, including a farm and a beauty parlour.
Jet! Oh, here she comes.
Ant's favourite, Jet, was forced to retire from Gladiators after suffering a neck injury. Though it looks like she's still got those trademark moves, Diane Udale has found a new life as a psychotherapist.
Ace!
Oh!
Warren Furman beat off 60 other contenders to become Gladiator Ace.
He's still got the guns, look at him! Yeah, he's got the value.
After hanging up the lycra, Warren became an evangelist and now teaches others about Christianity.
Let's welcome Hunter!
Hunter, a.k.a. bodybuilder James Crosley, made the headlines for his off-screen romance with Ulrika. Well, looks like they're still friends.
Our dreamboat. All right, put me down.
After Gladiators, James tried his hand at acting. Can't see those famous blonde locks, but he's still got that golden smile.
Saracen!
There's only one!
Gladiators, Mr. Nice Guy. In real life, Saracen is firefighter Mike Lewis. He made a recent comeback in Ninja Warrior.
Oh, last but not least, I guess we've got to bring him out. Let's hear it for the Wolfman!
Yes, we couldn't forget the man who for 8 years was the bad boy of Saturday Night Telly.
Oh, my God, look at that. That is amazing.
I've got something for you.
Wolf, real name Michael Van Wyk, has flown in from the other side of the world. Now 63, he runs a chain of gyms in New Zealand. He's a pussycat, really.
You just got younger. How's that even possible?
So our gladiators are assembled, and being back in the arena for the first time in 15 years is bringing back some amazing memories.
And just looking at how high the ceiling is and imagine
Yes.
running around Skytrack all the way up there many years ago.
I don't
We'd
think
never do it now, would
no.
we? In a million years.
I'm still buzzing from that floor.
The wall, of course, was over that end of the
And the
arena.
pyramid.
And the pyramid.
We could be shouting our names out, we'd come out and 10,000 people would just erupt.
Ace and Hunter!
When you're facing this twosome, the prospect is gruesome.
So while the rest of the gladiators were lapping up the adulation of the crowd, what was it like being Mr. Nasty?
Quiet! Why do you keep picking on me every show? Wolf, can we have a chat with you?
I was the oldest one coming in at 40 at the show. I just wanted to do something to be separate from them because they were so, they were so great. So I said to the producers, I said, can I be bad? We did it for one show and it kind of took off and it really went great, I thought, oh, that's it,
Oh, he's ripping it down. Buster's brother Gary in a very uncomfortable position.
It was fun, but it was like a pantomime baddie. It wasn't bad, it was a fun baddie.
You were scared. That's what we felt, because you were scared.
There's certain things that you get remembered for, I think, and each one of us has something different. Like Wolf's got the bad thing. Go on, Wolf, give it some.
I bounced around a little bit and, like Kim, did lots of somersaults.
Oh, a double fly pass from Jet and Lightning.
I wouldn't bounce now, just shatter, but just keeping the gymnastics alive because I literally feel embarrassed to go. They're looking at my bum, so I'm just going to run off. Somersaults.
I just did the finger.
Yay! They may no longer be part of our Saturday night entertainment, but for 8 years the gladiators were living, breathing TV superheroes.
Coming back in here brings back a lot of happy memories.
Yeah,
Some crazy ones as well.
I think one of the best things about Glad's is that it catered for grandparents all the way through to grandchildren. It was good, clean entertainment. There was no bad vibes. It inspired them, especially on the fitness side. And the whole family could grab their popcorn or whatever they want, sit down, and they could all enjoy it as a family.
Next time. How Saturday night became the weekly date night in our TV diaries.
We want to see two people go off into the sunset.
We celebrate the stars who made a great impression on us.
Good game, yeah.
And are these the best Saturday night double acts ever?
You little light.
Popcorn time next on ITV. Matt Damon's on the run and out for revenge in The Bourne Supremacy, whilst on ITV Encore, Sheridan Smith stars in our drama based on the woman who married Ronnie Biggs. And for a slice of real life, next on ITVB tonight, Kendra on top as she heads to Nashville to film a music video.